1956, the Cedar Rapids Gazette announced front-page news about the presidency. Ike setting up policy of firing back. With Election Day just a month away, the incumbent, Dwight Eisenhower, had finally decided to engage his Democratic challenger, Adlai Stevenson. This wasn't big news just in Iowa. In Delphos, Ohio, they woke up to this headline in the Daily Herald. Fire back when rivals go too far, Ike's new policy. In Tyrone, Pennsylvania, the Daily Herald heralded, Ike decides to answer demo lies. Editors opened the big type drawer for Eisenhower's decision because the president had previously resisted what he called the noise and extravagance of the campaign. Weeks earlier, Eisenhower had waved away an easy chance to attack Stevenson. The Democratic nominee had complained about the state of the economy, and Eisenhower's press secretary had accused Stevenson of cheering for bad news. When reporters asked the president about this, Ike said his rival must have been misquoted. Ike's press secretary held his next briefing from under the bus where his boss had just thrown him. Ike switched his strategy, but the former Supreme Allied commander hardly stormed the beaches. Firing back amounted to instructing the Labor Department to rebut Stevenson's claim about cost of living adjustments. It's not that Ike was mild-mannered. He wrestled to control his temper all of his life. The White House staff felt the sting of his wrath so often they dubbed him the terrible-tempered Mr. Bang. He once flung a golf club in anger and almost broke his doctor's leg. When the sport vexed him, which is to say when he played it, the veins on his temple engorged until one observer said they resembled whipcords. Still, Eisenhower believed he must master his impulses. Anger cannot win, he wrote in his diary almost a decade before becoming president. It cannot even think clearly. Eisenhower believed the presidency was too serious to be concerned with the trivialities of politics. He also believed a president needed self-control to be effective. He didn't attack his opponent Stevenson for yet another reason. That reason, according to the Cedar Rapids Gazette, was Mr. Eisenhower's reluctance to engage in name-calling contests that he considers beneath the dignity of the presidency. 64 years later, under President Donald Trump, the presidency is a name-calling contest in which he appears to be competing with himself. In his first 700 days in office, President Donald Trump insulted 550 people, a brisk rate of 1 every 1.25 days. Crooked Hillary, Leakin' Lion James Comey, Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, and Little Pencil Neck Adam Schiff are just some of the names minted by the 45th president. At Trump rallies, his fans cheer the reveal ceremonies of his latest schoolyard abuses. The catchy ones are printed on campaign T-shirts. If name-calling were still thought to be beneath the presidency, Donald Trump would be seen as governing from the sub-basement. Eisenhower's idea of the dignity of the presidency is up for grabs. So is the Eisenhower-era idea that the duties and traditions of the presidency should curtail a president's drive for re-election. Trump's supporters explain that he just has a different style than previous presidents. This undersells him. President Trump is ambitious, and his behavior, the insults, the impulsive competitive maneuvers, are a window into those ambitions, just as Eisenhower's behavior explained his worldview. President Trump is in rebellion against the presidency. Its traditions get in the way of the quick results he wants. He either sidesteps or flattens obstacles or opponents that irritate him or slow him down. In 2019, his desire to circumvent the process when it came to policy towards the country of Ukraine led to his impeachment. Donald Trump is not just a traditional president who happens to have a rough tongue. His rough tongue is a sign of a president who is dismantling the traditional presidency. Hearing this, you might feel we are headed towards a predictable story, that this book will chart the stomach drops of the roller coaster ride of one president's administration. I would like to interrupt that assumption of a regularly scheduled program to say that this book tells a different, urgent story. The American presidency is in trouble. It is overburdened, misunderstood, an almost impossible job to do. President Trump is a part of that story, but he also obscures it. One of the problems with the presidency is that it has become such a celebrity office that it is defined by the personality of the occupant. But the problems with the job unfolded before Donald Trump was elected, and the challenges of governing today will confront his successors. To look at the office afresh requires a change of perspective, unhooking from the celebrity headlines in order to understand its evolution and challenges. That is the channel we will switch to now, for a moment, as you imagine hiring somebody to be president, or better yet, as you imagine what the job might be like if you had to do it yourself.